What happens when you stop smoking weed? These are some lists I want to go over, but actually before I go over the list, I want to tell people, people always ask, this is like the most asked question that I get about smoking weed. What's my thoughts on smoking weed? Nothing was created to be smoked. This is kind of common sense, but when you have strongholds in your mind, it's going to be hard for you to accept this message. And I understand, because that used to be me. Back when I was smoking weed every day, there would be pastors who try to, come to me and knock on my door telling me I gotta stop and stuff like that, and I just would get mad at them because it was the demons. He was being a vessel being used by God to help me, but I wasn't able to receive it because the demons had me, blind. And demons cause people to hate other people too as well and stuff like that. So, that's my story on it. And a short, I already had multiple videos on this, but pretty much I used to sell weed. I sold hundreds of pounds. I smoked backwoods, like 5 backwoods a day for years. Like, I lived it. Okay, so I'm not just speaking in a way I just see other people. I'm going over the benefits I received when I stopped smoking weed. And these are, and smoking weed is truly just a waste of time. Really. Even when I was smoking weed, towards the end, I kind of realized this is kind of like a waste of time. Like, why do I have to wake up and want to smoke? Like, I want to be free. I don't want to have to wake up and have the urge to smoke, or had the urge to masturbate, to watch porn. That's just demonic. I don't want that, bro. Like, that's not gonna help me any way, shape, or form. It's not gonna help me. So I don't want to be doing something that's gonna have me drained. That's gonna have me lazy, slothful, and stuff like that. So I don't want to have to resort to doing those type of things. I understand sometimes we might be heartbroken, we might be sad. So the only thing we know is the blunt. The only thing we know is that the bottle, the Henny bottle. The only thing we know is, doing drugs. And I know there's not just smoking, but other drugs and stuff like that, pills and stuff like that. But I'm here to tell you, Jesus Christ can set you free. If you give your life to him, he'll give you the spirit to fight against your flesh. And not to say you're going to be perfect. I fell short many times, going back to my own vomit, smoking weed every day again. So I'm not here to act like I'm someone who never sins or anything like that. So don't take that way. I'm just letting you know, smoking weed is just a waste of time. So let's go on. Let us go on. I try to draw a weed right here. That looks like a terrible palm tree. It looks terrible. What the heck, man? I'm a terrible artist. But number one is more healthier. All right. For obvious reasons, smoking is not healthy for you. Yeah, and you can't tell this to, they say there's benefits to smoking, and I do believe the marijuana is still a herb. It has its benefits. Like, you can make tea with it. You could put it in like a lotion and stuff like that. Cannabis, there's cannabis oil and stuff like that, or CBD oil and stuff like that. So I do believe that there are benefits to the herb. I get it. Just like ashwagandha, sea moss, and all the other herbs, the sage and stuff like that. I understand there's herbs that God has created that has benefits to it. But when you smoke something, you're defiling your temple. Nothing was created to be smoked. The devil, he hates God so much, he has to corrupt what he's created, So don't fall victim to thinking that it's healthy for you. So number one is you're more healthier. You're gonna find yourself eating less junk food. For me, every time I would smoke, I gained weight. I would just be more lazy. I would just binge eat chips, Popeyes, just low vibrational trash food, fast food. And it just made me more lazier. When I go to the gyms, or there'll be days where we're like, oh, I'm not trying to go to the gym, I'm not trying to work out. Like, I'm just trying to just sit on my couch, sit on my bed, and just play video games, And I hated that, bro. I hated that. And even though I hated that, I wasn't strong enough to put down that blunt. I still wasn't. And I knew, like, towards the end, like, I was conscious, like, I was aware, like, this is not getting me anywhere in life. This is just a waste of time, And all that stuff I could have been doing, being more productive, etc., etc. And there's so much more that's gonna link to being more healthier. But you're gonna become more healthier. Your skin's gonna glow. Smoking is not good for your skin. Actually, smoking anything it's gonna cause you to age faster. And this is proof. You can go look that up. Smoking, especially cigarettes too, it's gonna make you age faster. So it's not good for your skin, stuff like that. So number two, you save more money and you're more productive. Now, depending on where you live, like, if you live in California, well, depending on where you live in California, but you could get like an ounce for like $50, an ounce being like 28 grams. So that's a lot. So California, it's like cheap out here because there's more produce. But if you live like in the South, like in like Georgia or like Mississippi, Alabama, those type of places, Texas, you're gonna probably be paying $200 an ounce. You're gonna be paying like $50 an eighth, $40 an eighth, that's taxed, ridiculous. And it's just a waste of money. And that $40, $50 is gonna get you high for 2-3 hours. And then it's a repeated cycle. All that money you could have spent on weed, those thousands of dollars you spent on weed, it could have been on stocks, could have been on Bitcoin 3-4 years ago. If you put $1,000 in Bitcoin 4 years ago, you would have had 12,000 right now. You could have bought stocks, all these corporation stocks. You know, I'm not gonna list them all, but y'all know. You could have been on crypto or any type of business, anything. You could have started a business. You could have done something more useful, okay? And you know, it was just a waste of money, man. Like it's like when every time towards the end when I smoke, I feel like I'm smoking money. Like it's just waste. All that time you labored for your job just to go back home and just waste money. It's just kind of like, you know, like it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. And number two, I was more productive. More energy, you know, more focus. When I woke up throughout the day, what's my goals? What I gotta accomplish, you know? But when I was smoking, my goals were, oh, I gotta hit this blunt. Why would I woke up? Oh, let me go smoke. You know, let me go wake and bake and stuff like that. And as a kid, as a young age, that's cool and all. But once you reach a certain age, you know, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I did things as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Okay. And like I said, I still struggle with many other sins as well too. But I'm not gonna. Just because it goes against the Babylonian program, I understand this is not, it's a waste. It's a waste. Number three, and one thing I noticed too in life, the people who didn't really smoke, they were, in my life, my example with other people, I noticed that they were more productive, they were more successful, and the people who did smoke, not to say that they weren't productive, but they kind of had a limit to themselves because they didn't reach their full potential because they spent their whole days smoking weed, you know? I know a lot of brothers in real life, man, who you know, they didn't reach their full potential because of drugs. And it sucks, man. But number three, for me, some people say smoking cures anxiety and depression. To me, I feel like it makes it worse. It's just like when you take pills, right? Let's say if you take like, they give you like anxiety pills from like the medicine or the hospital and stuff like that, big pharma or whatever, right? And that might help your anxiety. It might suppress it for like a day or two, but you got to keep on taking it. It's just like weed. You got to keep on taking it. And once that anxiety pill, once you stop taking it and you start to feel your anxiety pop back up again because you were addicted to something. And that's why I tell people the only way you can really be free from depression, anxiety is through Jesus Christ, the blood of Christ, the Spirit of Christ in you, the Spirit of God to fight against the flesh. So that's the number one issue. No one's really talking about that. You know, smoking is not going to cure your depression. Smoking is not, it might make you feel like your depression is being cured because you're high and you're not really thinking about it. But once that high runs out, which is going to be what? In like 30, depending on how much you smoke, your tolerance. But for most people, it's like an hour, 2 hours. And then now you're back. It's just it's no solutions. It's no solutions. So the number one solution is just to stop smoking and to just be strong. And there's a saying that whenever you give up a habit, like a bad habit, you have to have another habit to replace it. So if your bad habit, like I said, it could be smoking, then you should replace it with working out, going to the gym, being fit. And there's gonna be people saying, well, I do that too. I did that too as well too. But do other things. Find something you're passionate about. Find something that you love to do. Okay, so that's number three. Number four is you're more social and you're not slothful. You're not lazy. We all know smoking is, you know, it makes you lazy. And in this world, they program us to be, it is cool, it's funny to be lazy and stuff like that. But truth be told, no one wants to be lazy. That's gonna lead to you being fat, you know, and gluttony, you eating overeating, binge eating, stuff like that, which I said you'll be more healthier when you stop smoking. And you're more social. Like, you know, when I would smoke, like I wouldn't really want to go anywhere. I'd just be at the house chilling. People would hit me up, Mark, let's go to this place. And I'm like, nah, I'm just kind of chilling right now. I'm just smoking. Unless you want to come over and smoke with me, I'm not sure really be out. But life is too short. I want to go out and enjoy God's creation. I want to go out and meet new spirits, new people. You know, I don't want to just stay in the house all day and just, you know, like, so I became more social when I stopped smoking weed. And like I said, not slothful, not lazy. This is kind of common. And number five would be a testosterone boost. So there's studies shown, you could look this up yourself, that when they gave frogs to weed, they became like women. The man frogs became like a woman. Their testosterones went down and the estrogen went up. That's a proven fact. You go look it up yourself. Smoking weed will lower your testosterone and it will boost your estrogen. As a man, you don't want that. And for sisters too, vice versa. It's gonna make you more manly. You notice how a lot of females who smoke, they're kind of like masculine energy, and the men who smoke are kind of like a feminine energy. It goes both ways. So you're gonna become, when you stop smoking, you put down the blunt, You need to become more in God's image, what God created you to be. A man, masculine, a woman, feminine energy. So you're gonna heal yourself and enjoy the healing process. It might be painful and stuff like that, but it's a beautiful thing to change. I know a lot of people don't like to change, but change is a beautiful thing. That's how you get to new levels in life. Change, man. And you're, like I said, more energy. Testosterone is linked to your energy, so you're gonna have more energy throughout the day, more productive, not lazy and stuff like that. Number 6 will be your pineal gland. They call it the third eye. Your pineal gland will open. Notice how when you smoke, you don't have dreams. But the minute you stop smoking, about a week or two later after you stop smoking, you start to dream again. So you're going to be more in tune with spirituality. And it says more in tune with spirituality. You're going to be more in tune with the spirit. When you do drugs, like these new agers are so deceived. They say that if you do DMT or like all these other drugs, right, like acid, shrooms, stuff like that, like you'll become more spiritual and stuff like that. They don't even realize that the only thing they're doing is they're closing their pineal gland, what they call the third eye, and it's actually making you more blind to what's really happening in your life. When you open your vessel to doing drugs, you allow spirits in your life. If you're spiritually weak, if you're not spiritually strong, you could allow demonic spirits into your life by doing a whole bunch of drugs. So why would you want that to happen? I would want to be able to dream. Like I noticed that I was not able to dream for years, guys, because of smoking. It closed my pineal gland. So that's why you gotta, detox. And how you detox is eating healthy and stop smoking. And having make sure you sleep good as well too. Sleep. If you lack in sleep, guys, like you're only getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, don't be surprised if depression pops up. Don't be surprised if anxiety pops up. Don't be surprised if other illnesses pop up. So sleep is very important. You want to get at least 6 to 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Last but not least, free from the stronghold. You are free from the stronghold. You can wake up and not wanting to smoke. You can live your life throughout the day without even thinking about the blunt, not even thinking about or the bong or whatever people smoke. You won't even think about that. You're free from the stronghold. God has set you free, and then you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Wow, God is good. So these are the small benefits that I learned from not smoking weed. And like I said, I fell short many times, but I do know the spirit of truth lets me know that this is not something that I want to be doing. I don't want, because if God blesses me with children, right? I don't want to be smoking around my children. And even when I was like in the streets, stuff like that, smoking with my friends out in the streets, and there'll be babies that pass by or children that pass by, like I would be like, bro, let's go smoke somewhere else, because it just didn't fit right with me, man. And that's how I know I don't want to be smoking anymore, because I'm about to be 29, and like I said, I don't know when God's gonna bless me with children, but if I do have children, I don't want to be smoking around them. Because that's a generational curse that's gonna be passed. So I'm gonna try to break the best I can to break all generational curses before I bring a child on this earth, so they don't gotta deal with my sins that I had to battle with. And I understand that we're all in our fallen nature, Adam and Eve, so everyone's gonna have their own vices and stuff like that. But at the same time, I know that I don't want to be bringing that stuff around my children, and I don't want to be bringing that stuff around other children. I hate that when I was smoking. And you know how the smell of weed is, and like people walk by you and they look at you, and I just felt ashamed, man. I really did felt ashamed. It's just like in my soul, in my spirit, it's like I don't want to be doing this no more. And yeah, man. And also, if you read the book of Enoch, which is a chapter in the Bible that they removed, talked about how they taught men and women about sorcery and getting high and stuff like that with the marijuana plant. So nothing was created to be smoked. I do know that there are other benefits of marijuana. Like I said, you can make tea with it. It's good for your skin. You can put it in lotion. You can put it in, I saw someone make soap with it, So I would love to have cannabis soap. If anyone makes that, any brands, let me know. But I would love to. I had the hemp lotion and stuff like that. I still have that. That's good. And that's a herb, so that's the only thing. I'd rather have that than man-made chemicals, these mainstream brands. But if you guys haven't already, if you want to screenshot it, you can. If you like the video, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I love you guys, each and one of you guys. If you guys have any testimonies you want to share or any experiences that you want to add on to this, I only have 7 because it's a small whiteboard, so I couldn't add in more. But let me know in the bottom, like, what you experienced smoking weed. If you had any, people told me they had demonic dreams, like sleep paralysis, where demons attacked them when they got high, or they got other experiences. So let me know, or other drugs too, DMT, acid, shrooms. What were your experiences on it? Personally, me, I never did that type of stuff. It was just mostly just weed. But I'm not here to judge anyone, put anyone down at all. I'm just sharing you guys my experiences. I'm not trying to change anybody. All I'm here to do is plant the seed. So I love you guys. God bless you. I'm out. Peace.